My name is Omar Qureshi and I'm going to talk about guns, guns and more guns. This week we're talking about Tamanchey, which stars Nikhil Dwivedi and Richa Chadda. Welcome guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, so are you shooting from the hip or the lip?
Both.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both.
Both. Yeah. So where's the greater fun?
I think shooting from the hip.
From the hip?
Always.
Sounds loaded. Yeah. Last week a movie called Desi Katte released. Katte is a different form of gun.
Right.
And Tamanchey is also gun. So what is Bollywood में क्या हो रहा है कि सब बंदूकों की बातें कर रहे हैं?
yeah, but huge difference. उनकी बंदूकें लड़ाई के लिए इस्तेमाल हो रही हैं और हमारी बंदूकें एक लव स्टोरी के लिए इस्तेमाल हो रही हैं. We are called Tamanchey because we are like that. We are fiery. We shoot, like you said, from the hip and the lip.
And the lip.
And yes, it's a
It sounds like X-rated, yeah.
but it's not. It's got the X factor though.
X-Factor, good one. Yeah.
But no, it's not
Yeah.
X-rated.
Yeah. But Richa, हर लव स्टोरी में फायर पावर का बहुत ज़रूरी होना चाहिए. It's very important, right? How important is the ingredient, gunpowder?
I think gunpowder is the spice in anything.
Yeah.
It's like the gunpowder you eat with idli, you know.
Yeah.
It's very spicy. So in this story also there are two very spicy and sugar and spice characters that come together and fall in love. And like the Hindi film industry has done 1,055,000 love stories.
Yeah.
What's unusual about this one is that it's a love story between two really offbeat people who society will not think are acceptable or conventional or even good. But they fall in love and then what happens to their lives because of that.
But every love story, I think even the classic love stories, अगर आप देखें, whether it's Romeo and Juliet, he, Ranjha, there's an element of tragedy and there's an element of firepower. You know, like कोई ना कोई मरता है, कोई ना कोई मारता है. So इसमें कितने मरे हैं, कितने मारे हैं?
देखिए सबसे बड़ा फर्क जो इस लव स्टोरी में है, भले ही उन लव स्टोरी के अंजाम कुछ भी हों और बहुत से लोग बीच में मरे हों, पर हमेशा वो लव स्टोरी एक अच्छे लड़के और एक अच्छी लड़की के बीच में थी. दुनिया बुरी होती थी, समाज ज़माना बुरा होता था और उससे वो लड़ते थे. यहाँ पे लड़का भी बुरा है, लड़की भी बुरी है. और ये तमंचे और जो भी ये गन पाउडर आ रहा है वो इसलिए रास्ते में आ रहा है क्योंकि उनको ही उसमें मज़ा आता है. दे थ्राइव ऑन क्राइम इन सम वे एट सम लेवल इन अ वेरी ट्विस्टेड वे टर्न्स देम ऑन.
Okay.
And they're unscrupulous people, and they like the life of crime, and yet they fall in love. So it makes their journey extremely quirky, and the love story very quirky.
Are you like that in real life?
No, not
Quirky,
at all. I wouldn't
get turned on by crime.
No, I don't think so. And that is why that's why as an actor it was a challenging role to play.
Yeah.
I'm nothing like
and
that.
for you?
No, not at all.
You like quirkiness?
I am quirky, yes, but I'm really not turned on by crime.
How quirky are you?
You'll find out during the course of this interview, I think.
In course of the interview, I mean, how quirky are you in real life?
Fairly, I would say.
You would?
Yeah.
The movie is inspired heavily by the 80s. Is that true?
But it has a flavor and it's kind of pulpy and retro.
Yes.
And primarily because the character of Munna Mishra, which Nikhil is portraying, is very filmy. The film looks like it's in a retro zone because he's grown up on Amitabh Bachchan and you know the character is such. And it gives the film a very interesting flavor.
I'm going to ask you, Richa, is he like that in real life, Nikhil? Because thoda filmy.
I think he definitely has grown up on Amitabh Bachchan and he's full of anecdotes about 70s में बच्चन साहब के साथ ये हुआ, फिर संजीव कुमार ने ऐसा कहा, फिर you know Shahrukh, Salman, everybody. He knows stories about everyone because I think he's glued to the industry, and has a fairly
you're like a filmy chakkar.
I wouldn't say I'm like a filmy chakkar, but obviously films have fascinated me right from childhood. Hindi cinema, of course. And not just Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, of course, he's one of the most corrupting influence on any youngster and who wants to be a
That's
wannabe actor.
Nice phrase.
Yeah. So, but then as you grow up, you start discovering the work of many greats. Dilip Kumar Saab, Dharmendra, Mithun Chakravarti, Anil Kapoor.
Nice.
And Then you move on, as you understand world cinema more, you move on to Hollywood and then to world cinema, and you take it from even Edward Norton at some level fascinates you, and Al Pacino and the Robert De Niro's. And so, yes, and because you want to be in cinema and because you're so attracted to that work, actors do play an important part in your life. So you learn about the anecdotes, you read about them, so that's been a part of my life. I don't know how filmy I am, that's for others to judge, but...
Nikhil,
you were so filmy first when I met you.
Yeah.
He was so full of these anecdotes that I stored his name as Nikipedia, instead of Nikhil.
Nice. That's a good one, yeah.
That's why I was giggling, because he knew so much.
How did he ask you for coffee or something in a very filmy way?
No, not at all. We met with the director and producer and 5 assistant directors in a hall, and we started doing workshops, I think, the second time we met. So it was very professional.
So, Mr. Nikipedia, like how arrogant are you? Because knowledge makes you arrogant, and people say that you're very arrogant when it comes to your work.
No, I think, let me confess, I'm more misunderstood than I am. I can claim to be a proud man. Sometimes pride is understood as arrogance.
Arrogance.
And I'm not... see, arrogance is when you feel nobody is better than you and nobody can be better than you. I don't believe that, of course. And I feel I have a lot more learning to do than I know. But yes, I'm proud. I'm not going to hang my head down to those that you're supposed to and you're meant to. In this industry, to certain people, you're supposed to be subservient. You're supposed to be around them and woo them. I'm not those sorts. I have not been brought up that way. Now, if that is understood as arrogance, I don't want people to get that impression. I'll try to change it. That does not mean I'm going to lose my pride anytime soon. I'm a proud man and I'm very happy being proud.
Is that what Shah Rukh meant when he said that you reminded him of his younger days?
I don't know. Did he say that?
Initially, when he was promoting you, he said that.
It's a huge compliment if he did say that. I don't think I'm in any way even close to him in so many things that he does. He works so hard and, everything. He's so articulate, he's so witty. I wish I had some of his wit. And But yes, I've been fortunate enough to learn a lot from him. I wish, whether I'm like him in his younger days or not, I wish to be as hardworking as he is. And a couple of other things that I've learned from him.
Yeah. And do you have a role model like that in the industry?
I'm very fascinated by Madhuri Dixit, I have to admit, because she just embodies a perfect Indian woman for me. She's a beautiful actress. She dances beautifully. She even sings beautifully. And there's, I think, nobody with her command on bhav in the industry at present.
And talking of, Shah Rukh, is picture ko is being called, your movie is being called Kamino Ka Dil Wale Dulhania. Is that true?
That's too huge a comparison, and I think we should not even get into that. DDLJ is a cult film. Any comparison to cult films usually don't work. So we would completely not go into that route. Kamino की love story है. ऐसे बोलें तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है. DDLJ is iconic. I think nothing can ever come close to DDLJ.
How did Salman get into the movie to promote it? He promoted it very heavily, right?
Ask Nikhil.
Yeah.
You can answer too.
Okay, I think he's friends with Nikhil and he's generally a generous soul. That's why.
He's a
I think he's a generous soul. Let's put it that way. It's not. I think he would have. He likes to promote a lot of people, and he does it very genuinely. He just feels if any action of his or a gesture of his can help somebody even a bit, he would just do it. He's a large-hearted man.
Yeah, he is. Any steamy scenes in this movie, because there's so much firepower. Richa, you've done some very hot scenes in some of your films.
It may appear, no, nothing before this. It may appear that way, but in this film also it's a UA film. And yes, there is some scenes in which we are getting intimate, but not to make it sound cliche, shot aesthetically and all that. No, but it's just shot in a very unusual way. You'll know what I mean
shot
when
in a very unusual way.
When you see the film. You probably won't have imagined.
Are you sure? What is unusual?
You watch it and you tell us.
What is unusual about steam?
Steam? No, there is
nothing unusual about steam. But sometimes the ambience, the way you are letting the steam out really matters, and the way you are letting off steam matters a lot. So I think we have tried to be unusual.
I hope we don't leave the audience steaming. Was it a challenge, Nikhil, to face up to Richa? And I'm going to ask you, was it a challenge to face up to him? Because both very confident actors and both very mature actors.
Thank you. Firstly, thank you for the compliment. I certainly agree with you on Richa about that. And I think it's always more fun to have competent actors on the set.
Yeah.
Your lines are performed better. They know their lines. They give your cues better. You are able to perform better. The scene looks better. So in that sense, it was a lot of fun working with her. She's a committed actor.
Yeah, but was it challenging? I mean, were you intimidated by this? She's so good. She's so...
No, Omar, very early when I started out in my first film, I had the great fortune of working with some stalwarts. 6 National Award-winning actors in my first film.
Yeah.
Right from Mithun Chakravarti, thrice National Award-winning actor, Anupam Kherji, Pawan Malhotra, Nikhil Dwivedi, Mukesh Tiwari. A lot of very interesting actors. And I don't feel intimidated by that. In fact, I feel extremely fortunate to be working with good actors.
Yeah.
You always take away something from them. And like I said, it's also, I think your scenes look better. Your film is going to look good.
Yeah.
I think one should always strive to work with good
And
actors.
for you?
I wasn't intimidated or affected by Nikhil or how good he was playing the character. But it was challenging at first because we come from very different schools of thought and we're very different people and we work very differently. So initially it was challenging to work in the manner in which he was comfortable and to get used to that.
Right.
But I think we managed.
You played a Boli Punjaban in Phokre. So now how different is this from?
It is different because Bholi was her own boss.
Yeah.
She was making 4 or 5 boys dance to her tune and she was like tough and like full of attitude. This girl is, and Bholi was sort of asexual in that. She was never, she was kind of the, but this
like Gangs of Wasseypur.
Like Gangs of Wasseypur. Gangs of Wasseypur, she was married to a gangster, not a gangster. She's a helpless Muslim housewife, uneducated, with I don't know how many children. So it's difficult. But this character, this girl is, she's young, she's ambitious, she's going to do anything it takes to set her business right. And, she uses her sexuality whenever she thinks she needs to, come up in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matlab smart, aggressive.
Yeah.
Smart, aggressive.
She does
very
not
go-getter.
Very sharp.
Yeah, she does not mind using her womanhood or her body or her sexuality to make her way up.
That's very progressive.
And
thank you.
In fact, the man is very progressive too. He knows of this and yet falls in love with her and wants to have her.
He also gives up his body every time he wants to get ahead.
No, but he's at least very progressive about her in that sense.
Just
he
kidding.
does not mind it. He does not mind it and he still wants to be with her.
Right.
Despite knowing that she actually belongs to somebody else.
Yeah. You're coming back in a mainstream lead role after some time because you Shore in the City and Ravan, So after that, this is like a very important role for you, Nikhil.
No, all of them were very important to me. All my films, see, I take up films when, if I wouldn't feel that these parts are important or these films are important, I wouldn't be doing them. I say no to a lot of films where I feel that there were a lot of lead roles which were offered to me, but I knew they were not good scripts and I would have worked very hard at them. And once they would have released, I wouldn't have really benefited from it.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, not that only this part is very important.
Right.
Of course, it's the, like you said, it's the responsibility is far more now. There will be nobody else to take the blame if there is. And in that sense, yes, a lot of anxiety. And but that's the part of the game.
But
I mean,
honestly, in a movie called Tamanchey, how much action is there?
there is some.
There is action.
There is some
There is
action.
What kind of action?
But essentially, it's a love story.
What kind of action?
Action? What kind of action? are
Oh,
you
there's
talking
action
about?
between us. And
There's a love story, the guns, there has to be a lot of action of all kinds.
there is.
There is.
Yes,
There is action,
Right.
action as we know it. And there's other types of action.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fist action instead of real gunfights, right, in the movie?
No, there is both. There's
Both?
There's both.
Yeah?
You see, it's a realistic film.
Yeah.
And these are not very uber cool, upscale gangsters. They are those
Spacey.
petty, small time gangsters. And when you're small time, you do your action is also small time. Yeah.
Yeah. Comparisons have been made to like Tarantino-esque kind of editing, and is that true?
Well, it's very it has saturated neon kind of film somewhere in the second half, and it's edgy and it's like I always say, we may not be so high on gloss, but we're very high on creativity in this film.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the editor tried to do eventually, make the film look really good. And in that, I think there are inferences and their influences from all over the world, and it seems edgy and interesting. So that's why people are saying it looks Tarantino-esque.
I want to be cautious. I don't want to be the one, or we don't want to be the one saying it, because then they would say, they were like trying
Somebody
to be like Tarantino, and then
it will run like a ticker on your channel. Then we'll get into
so
oh, come on.
but yes, it is that. It is
the feel is similar,
and yes, it is retro, and retro usually comes because Tarantino has this knack of paying tribute to the films that he grew up watching, and in our own unique way, we have tried to do that. We have got an old classic song which is playing, and we have tried to recreate it. There's
Which
a lot
one?
Of pulp. Pyar Mein Dil Pe Mar De Goli from Mahan. And so in that sense, people do feel like you said, there's a lot of lot of neon, a lot of colors, a lot of that. So
you slap him in the movie.
Yes, it was for a scene.
So how many retakes?
I didn't count after a point because I think I wasn't hitting him hard enough. So the director wanted me to make it look as real as possible. And I had.
Were you like red-faced?
Oh, she was like I say, she's a competent actor. She never took retakes for anything else but this. So she kept. She had a go and she kept doing that. So.
Do you use foul language in real life?
Not really, not so much. No, only when I'm. You know how Bombay roads are. If we are driving and if I happen to drive, which I rarely do, and someone cuts me the wrong way, then once in a while.
No road rage.
No
road rage. You? Are you an angry young man?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Oh,
more than angry. Yes, I do get impatient when somebody is doing. When I see buses breaking lights. Because I feel they're really endangering a lot of people. It's a bus after all. I don't like it when people don't give way to old people trying to cross the road. And I'm not trying to sound like it is an issue. I am absolutely disgusted when they don't give a right of way to an ambulance and they just don't do it in the city.
That's really unfair.
So if it makes me angry, I'm okay with it. If it makes me an angry young man, so be it. Somebody needs to get angry about these things.
Somebody needs to get angry. You're right.
So I sometimes do get out of my car and even create an issue about this with people.
You whacked anyone?
No, I have not. Mostly I'll tell you, I feel like whacking them. I'll be very honest. I don't because things would be written about me the next day and it will be all twisted. My wife tells me, you're not supposed to get out of the car and make an issue because actors don't do that. Because
you're a public figure.
Actors don't do that. I just feel so confined. I want to let go because...
maybe if you do it, it'll make a difference because you're an actor.
I'll tell you, and I'm not cooking this up. Yesterday, I was crossing Juhu and just in front of JW Marriott, there was a very old gentleman with probably his daughter-in-law or a young lady trying to get him to cross the road. And for 5 to 7 minutes, because my car was really far off, nobody stopped. I had to take my car, park it on the side, get out and stop it, right like I just stopped it in the middle of the road. I said stop, and then I told them to cross. But I get angry. It's not that I'm trying to show off that I do these things. Why do I have to do it?
That's nice.
I mean, can't you see there's an old man trying to cross and he wouldn't have been able to cross it for the next 20 minutes. Nobody wants to stop. The problem is somebody would actually create an issue about that who's not stopping. Why am I doing that? Then yes, he's in danger. I might just whack him.
That's an angry young man.
Yes.
Your Tamanchey has really affected you.
Certain issues get me worked up.
What is right is right. Yeah. So are you like that? You would get out of the car and stop the road and say?
Well, if this was happening in front of me, I'd feel the same way. I think anybody with the right mind and right heart would feel the same way. But I'm sure there are issues that affect everybody. Like I'm very affected when people are cruel to animals. Or if I catch someone being nasty with staff members or.
You like animals?
Yeah, I'm an animal lover.
Yeah, that's sweet. What do you think of the tiger issue?
There's nothing to think. It's tragic.
Yeah, it's tragic.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking about the recent mauling.
The
in
recent
Delhi?
mauling. Yeah.
That's tragic.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
sheer negligence and
Yeah.
somebody who's perhaps mentally challenged, falling into a tiger's cage, intoxicated, and for 15 minutes the tiger's just like trying to get something out of, probably even playing. You never
Just
know.
playing,
It's an
yes.
animal.
It's just that's what gets me angry. It's apathy.
So sad.
It's without any proper drill. You have never done a safety drill. That what if if there is a situation like that, what are you supposed to do? There are no tranquilizers, there are no
Exactly.
darts, and now there are
15 minutes.
I don't know if it's true. There are talks of saying that we need to put the tiger to sleep. It's just disgusting.
That's not fair. The
Why?
animal
Not at
was not threatened.
an
He didn't do
animal.
anything.
He's a defenseless animal who was just trying to protect himself, and he was not doing anything till the stones were pelted at it.
Yeah.
So
And people were making such a ruckus, and it's not an animal.
Only when he felt threatened did he.
Yeah.
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 Nikhil, how difficult is it to act and co-produce at the same time?
Actually, I want to set the record straight. I am not the producer on this film.
Okay.
I'm just very deeply involved with this film because it's a first-time producer, an independent producer, and I just thought. And actors of this generation do get involved with their own films because they know that it's their careers on the line. So I'm at it, but I'm not the co-producer on this film.
You're not, okay. No. That's straight. Yeah, like different kinds of movies like Tamanchey, we would not have seen movies like this say 5 years ago. But now we are seeing movies like this and encouraging to see new talent being promoted, new actors, like you said, a new producer being promoted.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting times we live in?
Interesting times, daunting times. It's very challenging to do this on your own, sort of, and you do feel for your producer because you see that it's a person with ambitions of making a nice movie from a regular household who's putting everything together, and then you want to be there for them in every way because of that. And then also new talent. We're all getting an opportunity because people are willing to see different actors.
Different things, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, these are interesting times, and yes, I just hope it all culminates into and it comes through.
Yeah.
Because so much of effort has been put by everybody. Because,
but sorry to interrupt, but aren't there far too many movies also being made? I mean, the reverse is that there's a clutter, and how do you be heard? How do you stand out?
See, theatre. Sorry, go ahead. Number of theatres have increased, Omar. It's not like the olden times.
Yeah.
See, I also, in a way, would like to add, it's not something very drastically different that's happening. There was always in the 70s and the 80s when there was an Amar Akbar Anthony and a Ram Balram or a Namak Halal, there was always a Arth Satya and there was always a Mandi and there was always a Chashme Baddur and there was always a Golmaal.
That's so true, actually.
Yeah. So it's not something that is... Amol Palekar had his own market if there was in front of Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmendra.
So good movie will always stand out.
Good movies stand out. But yes, the number of those kind of films then and compared to now, today, of course, we have a large number of these small films, but also because the footfall has increased so much. I mean, the number of screens at that time...
The audience has matured also.
Of course, and they will. I mean, changing times, exposure, internet, so much of television, 400 channels. We grew up on Doordarshan. So, of course, that's going to bring a difference.
It's just a phase, perhaps, that there are so many films and that are releasing terms like release window and all are becoming prominent, which you never thought of it earlier, right? There are these many weekends in the year.
Release window, amazing term.
But it's a reality today.
We were coming out in April of this year. We have moved each time because suddenly a big film was announced and our distributors felt that we can't release it in front of them. We have only been running.
Yeah. That's really tragic for the smaller film. But I guess it's finding its own levels. It'll settle down.
I think it's a phase.
It'll happen,
It's a phase. If there's a clutter, if there are also lots of small films that are pretending to be good cinema and trying to push a certain thing down the audience's throats, and they are not doing well.
What needs to change is exhibitors should somewhere reduce the ticket prices for films which doesn't have youth stars.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
because then we'll be, right now it's very difficult to compete with the top A-listers when your ticket is going to cost the same as theirs. I mean, it becomes tough.
Yeah. Nikhil, do you like sharp-shooting women?
I like intelligent women. I like proud women, if whether they're shooting sharp or not. And those are, and I like compassionate women.
Yeah, but sharp shooting.
If they're sharp shooting, then it's a bonus. Yeah.
It's a bonus. You like men with guns?
Actually, no.
No?
Yeah, I like a man with a pen or a mic
Okay.
or a piano or a paintbrush.
Okay. Artist, writer, musician. Yeah, that's it, right?
Public speaker.
Public speaker. Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up by asking you a quick fire round, a Tamanchey round, let's
Oh
call
my
it.
God, that's
Oh,
scary.
that's tough.
Richa, in real life, sexy lady or tomboy?
Sexy lady.
What's the sexiest aspect about you?
Sense of humor, I'm hoping.
The one character you played that you love the most?
I would have to say Babu. She's very colorful. My character in Tamanchey.
Life is?
A box of chocolates. You never know what you get.
Sometimes you know what you pick.
It's a famous line from Forrest Gump.
I know. Work to you is?
Work to me is sacred.
Love to you is?
Secret.
Sexy to you is?
Sex appeal is confidence.
What do you look for in a guy?
I think pretty much what Nikhil looks for in a girl. I think human beings look for the same thing.
Yeah. A sharpshooter.
No. Somebody who's intelligent, confident, compassionate, honest, and
Sharpshooter is a
real.
bonus.
And real.
That's so important. No, like that. Nobody's real anymore.
Yeah.
Are you a control freak in a relationship?
No.
Kissing on screen or off screen?
Off screen.
One actor you would like to do a kissing scene with?
On screen.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Your pick.
Whatever my script demands, I will do.
Craziest thing you've done for your partner?
Went to New York on a whim.
Yeah. Your craziest fan moment?
We were promoting Fukre last year, and one guy was shaking my hand and suddenly kissed it. And I was just like a little grossed out and creeped out. There's saliva on my wrist.
If you were not an actor, you would be?
Photographer, maybe.
Heroine or character? What do you prefer?
I would say heroine.
Tamanchey pe disco?
तमंचे प्यार पे दिल पे मार ली गोली.
Okay. Thank you, Richa. Nikhil?
Yeah.
Go Nikhil.
Steamy scenes, easy or difficult?
Very difficult.
Steamy scenes before marriage or after marriage, what's better?
It's the same for me. In fact, it's slightly easier for me after marriage. My wife is more encouraging than I am.
What do you look for in a girl?
Compassionate, confidence, independence, and warmth.
Do you still woo girls the way you did before marriage?
No, I don't. I just, I'm a hand-picked husband now.
Handpicked.
Yeah, hand-picked also and hand-picked also.
Handpicked. Are you a control freak in a relationship?
No, I don't think so. I could pretty much sometimes become controlling at work, never with my family or at home. No.
One thing which is a must in a marriage.
Respect.
Yeah. Do you think it's okay to keep looking at other women after checking out other women after being in a marriage?
As long as it's restricted to just looking and it doesn't, you don't go beyond to mess up. For me, for anybody, two partners, I think if they love each other enough, you would like to keep it. You keep the relation.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
I never did. But I don't know if it was love at first sight with my wife, but it's pretty much love in 2 days. 2 days later, I decided I'll marry this girl.
Sweet.
And I told her, and she was she didn't just like the way I put it, and just the fact that somebody in 2 days is saying that. So she was pretty much put off.
Yeah. Initially. Then it took you how long to get it?
Took me about 3 to 4 months. Every single day, I didn't give up. I wooed her morning, noon, and night.
Yeah. One actress you'd like to kiss on screen.
I always wanted to work with Zeenat Aman. I don't know if that counts. I think Zeenat Aman and Parveen Babi.
Counts, of course.
Yeah, Zeenat Aman and Parveen Babi.
The sexiest aspect about you?
It's for others to judge, but I think my confidence.
The craziest thing you've done for your partner?
I have, again, I'll repeat. I just told her in 2 days flat, I'm going to marry you one day.
Better husband or better boyfriend?
Better husband.
If you are not an actor, you would be?
Struggling actor.
Single screens or multiplexes?
Single screen. That's where the heart of India lies.
Solo or multi?
Oh, really doesn't matter.
Tamanchey pe disco?
Tamanchey प्यार में दिल पे मार दे गोली.
Oh, we agree.
Well done, guys. Yeah, well done, Richa.
Thank
you.
Well done, Nikhil. And looking forward to Tamanchey. Wish you all the best.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
do let
Thank
us
you
know
so
what
much.
you think.
Definitely.
Genuinely.
Yes,
I will
and
definitely
your
let you know.
thoughts really matter to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
us here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for having us.